Interview 1.
Welcome to Agriculture in Focus. Today, we're discussing the effects of climate change on agriculture with Dr. Mark, an expert in environmental science. Dr. Mark, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Climate change has been a significant topic of discussion in recent years. How is it affecting agriculture?
Climate change is having a profound impact on agriculture worldwide. Rising temperatures, unpredictable weather patterns, and more frequent extreme weather events such as floods and droughts are making it difficult for farmers to grow crops consistently. This unpredictability can lead to lower crop yields and even crop failure in some regions, which threatens global food security. Moreover, pests and diseases are spreading to new areas because of warmer temperatures, further complicating the situation.
That sounds concerning. Are there any specific crops that are being affected the most?
Yes, certain crops are more vulnerable to climate change than others. For example, staple crops like wheat, rice, and maize are particularly sensitive to changes in temperature and rainfall patterns. In some regions, these crops are already experiencing reduced yields. On the other hand, some crops that thrive in warmer climates, such as grapes and olives, may benefit from the rising temperatures. However, the overall impact of climate change on agriculture is negative.
What can farmers do to adapt to these changes?
Farmers are already taking steps to adapt to the changing climate. Some are using more resilient crop varieties that are better suited to extreme weather conditions. Others are adopting water conservation techniques such as drip irrigation to make the most of limited water resources. Additionally, many farmers are diversifying their crops, planting a wider variety of crops to reduce their reliance on a single one. Governments and agricultural organizations are also providing support through education and financial aid to help farmers cope with the challenges posed by climate change.
What advice would you give to policymakers regarding climate change and agriculture?
I would recommend that policymakers prioritize sustainable farming practices and invest in research and development for climate-resilient crops. It's also important to support farmers with financial assistance and training to help them adapt. In the long term, addressing the root causes of climate change, such as reducing greenhouse gas emissions, is essential to protecting agriculture and food security.
Interview 2.
Welcome to Workplace Trends. Today, we're talking about the rise of remote work with Ms. Claire, a human resources consultant. Ms. Claire, thank you for being here.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Remote work has become increasingly common, especially after the COVID-19 pandemic. What do you think are the main benefits of remote work?
Remote work offers many benefits for both employees and employers. For employees, the flexibility to work from anywhere can lead to a better work-life balance. It allows them to spend more time with family and avoid the stress of commuting. For employers, remote work can reduce overhead costs by eliminating the need for large office spaces. It also allows companies to tap into a global talent pool, as they are no longer limited to hiring employees who live near the office.
That sounds promising. Are there any downsides to remote work?
Yes, while remote work offers flexibility, it also comes with challenges. One of the biggest challenges is communication. Without face-to-face interactions, it can be harder for teams to collaborate and build relationships. There's also the issue of isolation. Many remote workers report feeling disconnected from their colleagues, which can lead to lower job satisfaction. Additionally, some employees struggle with maintaining productivity when working from home, as there are often more distractions.
How can companies overcome these challenges?
To address communication issues, companies should invest in reliable communication tools like video conferencing and messaging platforms. Regular check-ins and virtual team-building activities can help maintain team cohesion. To combat isolation, it's important to create opportunities for remote workers to socialize, even if it's through virtual coffee breaks or online chats. Finally, encouraging employees to set up a dedicated workspace and stick to a routine can help improve productivity.
What do you see as the future of remote work?
I believe remote work is here to stay, but it will likely evolve into a hybrid model where employees split their time between working from home and the office. This approach offers the best of both worlds: flexibility for employees and the opportunity for in-person collaboration when needed. Companies will need to continue adapting to support their remote workers and ensure they have the tools and resources they need to succeed. Interview 3.
Welcome to Language and Learning. Today, we're discussing the benefits of learning a second language with Mr. David, a language learning expert. Mr. David, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Learning a second language has always been considered an important skill. What do you think are the main benefits of being bilingual or multilingual?
There are numerous benefits to learning a second language. First and foremost, it improves cognitive function. Studies have shown that people who speak more than one language tend to have better memory, problem-solving skills, and multitasking abilities. Additionally, being bilingual can delay the onset of age-related cognitive decline, such as dementia. From a practical perspective, learning a second language can also open up more career opportunities, as many employers value employees who can communicate with international clients or partners.
That's really interesting. How does learning a new language impact cultural understanding?
Learning a new language not only helps you communicate with people from different cultures, but it also deepens your understanding of their way of life. When you learn a language, you're also learning about the culture, traditions, and values of the people who speak it. This can lead to greater empathy and open-mindedness as you begin to see the world from different perspectives. It's a valuable skill in today's globalized world.
What challenges do people face when trying to learn a second language?
One of the biggest challenges is consistency. Learning a language requires regular practice, and many people struggle to stay motivated, especially if they don't see immediate progress. Another challenge is fear of making mistakes. Many language learners are hesitant to speak because they're afraid of being judged for their mistakes. It's important to remember that making mistakes is a natural part of the learning process and that fluency comes with time and practice.
What advice would you give to someone who wants to start learning a new language?
My advice would be to start small and be patient with yourself. Set achievable goals, such as learning a few new words each day or practicing speaking with a language partner. It's also helpful to immerse yourself in the language as much as possible by watching movies, reading books, or listening to music in the target language. Most importantly, don't be afraid to make mistakes. Each mistake is an opportunity to learn and improve.